Hi, I'm Mike, and this is my rapid action review of Star Wars Squadrons. Combat in this game was pretty well designed. I actually have a little bit of an issue with this type of game in general, though. While I did like the fact that you could pick between 4 different starfighters, I did like the fact that the Empire had separate stats for its starfighters, and the Republic had different stats for their starfighters, such as the Republic having shields, while the Empire's TIE fighters and TIE interceptors and things like that were just a little bit more powerful without shields. An issue that I did have in general with this type of game, which would be games where you're playing in such a way that you're piloting an airplane or a spacecraft, is that to me it feels like you're going too slow to be realistic, but at the same time you're also going too fast to be able to effectively hit your freaking target. There's so many times when you're flying like this, or an enemy's flying like this, and you're flying like this, trying to lock onto them while they're going like this, okay? And then they will just stop, basically stop, and you will fly past them and try to turn around, and then they're turning, and then you're trying to get them, and it takes... I really feel... So my issue with this is just that while the combat I think is well designed for the genre, myself personally, I have an issue with this type of combat in general. But I do believe that with the space aesthetic they've added more than just an aesthetic. But with the space setting rather than aesthetic, they've added some very interesting things: proton torpedoes, fleet battles, things like that. I do think that if they wanted to make this a game for a wider audience, they should have offered more of a power fantasy by giving probably the best thing that they could have done to do that for players is making the auto-aim feature, or implementing an auto-aim feature, because they do kind of have one, but it's very weak, but implementing a better auto-aim feature that makes it easier for players to be that ace pilot. Here, you're really going to have to work on it, and there is much too much of a learning curve for a player like me who's just not that interested in games like this. But that said, combat, I give it a thumbs up. I think that it was actually done fairly well for the genre. The special features in the game. I did like the customization options. You get to pick between a few different loadouts for each of your starfighters, and in multiplayer, you actually, instead of just putting loadouts into your starfighter, you get to, like, putting the different weapons and stuff, it gives you different loadouts, so you can switch between an X-Wing with a burst fire laser and a loadout with an X-Wing with the standard laser. I liked that. I've said before, I liked how the game implemented shields for the Republic and just slightly better stats for the Empire. I think that the customization of the character as far as aesthetics are nice. You can unlock a couple of different aliens. Actually, to tell you the truth, one of my favorite features, which I haven't really used, but I thought it was awesome that they gave you the opportunity just because of how hilarious it is to me. While other people may think this is a very serious thing and should be taken all seriously, I thought it was freaking awesome that you could have a male character with a female's voice. Just as I was loading up the game, if you watch my live streams, you can see me just laughing, thinking that was ridiculous. Because I did. I thought that was quite funny and just an interesting thing that they did there. You can also customize the inside of your cockpit. That's nice. I did like that you have a couple of different aesthetic things that are interesting and lore-based from things all throughout the Star Wars universe, including like Darth Vader, the Star Destroyer, well, a Star Destroyer, but also the Death Star as a little hanging globe inside of your starfighter. That was pretty cool. I thought that was nice. And yeah, I think that for a $40 game, you get a pretty good value for what you pay for. The game is mostly designed around multiplayer, but you do get some of those customization options that make, casual gamers and people who aren't so much into the genre feel a little bit more attached to the game. The story. So, the story in the game is, nothing to write home about. I don't think that they did poorly or anything. I just think that they did fine. It's basically just a story of a squadron. Two squadrons, one on the Empire side and one on the Republic side, and the Republic is trying to build a new weapon to help take out what remains of the Empire after the destruction of the Death Star and the death of the Emperor at the Battle of Endor, and it's just a nice little story that doesn't really affect the rest of the Star Wars lore very much. It's actually akin to what I would think of as the books in the extended universe. You can read a couple of those, and they're not harmful to the lore in any way or any of the movies or anything, but they're just nice little stories to showcase some of the things that we've seen in the lore that we didn't have that the movies didn't get to explore. You go across a couple different battles. I think it's a very short campaign. There's only 14 missions. I think I finished it in like 8 to 9 hours, depending on how long the missions are. I think each mission is most of them are supposed to be less than 20 minutes. I'm not that good. Like I said before, I'm not a big fan of this genre, and I'm not the best at playing games where I'm piloting an aircraft. But I did, so they did take me a little bit longer, but I think I still beat it in like 8 to 9 hours. But that's not what the meat and potatoes here is. The meat and the potatoes is the multiplayer, which is much better, I think, as far as combat, because the AI in the campaign, while I wouldn't say that it's totally lacking or anything, battling, it just has a different feel, and especially when you start getting into things like going from being straight dogfight matches in multiplayer. Once you get to level 5, you can get fleet battles, which is, I think, the bread and butter of the whole series. I really liked that portion of the game. I think that it was awesome to be able to battle it out with actual people. And the AI, like I said, it wasn't terrible or anything, and I played it on normal settings, and it did all right. So, but definitely would say multiplayer, bread and butter of this game. So my final verdict. So this is a $40 game. It is not a full AAA release, but I think that they have created something with a little bit of heart, kind of a diamond in the rough situation here. Definitely something that is good for the value that you pay for, and you can have countless hours of fun in the multiplayer, and I think that people who enjoy this genre will definitely like it. I think that like I said, the biggest issue that I had with the game was just in combat, which I think is almost, it has to be industry standard with the way the controls for these types of games work, is, like I said, the fact that you feel like you're moving so slow, and you've got this, like, I'm trying to hit my enemy, and the auto aim in this game isn't exactly forgiving, so you end up not feeling like the ace combat, veteran starfighter pilot like you might want to. But there's a learning curve, so you're just going to have to sink some hours into it. I would rate this game as a low, slightly above average game. Hey guys, I hope that you really enjoyed that video. This is a new format that I'm trying out that I'm going to be using for games that have campaigns, 10 to 15 hours or less. This will allow me to get out a review to you guys for games that are shorter and but doing it with less production value, allowing me to focus on the AAA releases, the $60 games with 100-hour campaigns, so that way I can get you the best content and the best reviews for the most games that I possibly can in my spare time. I am only a part-time YouTuber, and I do have a day job, and creating the full production value after action reviews takes me at least a week. For every one that I've done so far. So this is something new. If you like it, you can leave a like on the video. If you want to see more of my channel, subscribe. Please, 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 if you really, really want to support the channel, sharing my videos is the best advertisement that I can have, because I pay for advertising on platforms, and no advertisement that I could pay for would ever be as good as you, my viewers, telling your friends, watch this guy's videos, they are good. If you do like this format, we can do exactly the same thing next time. And if you don't like the format, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I can take everything into consideration and try to make changes or scrap the whole thing altogether. But I really appreciate your support for my channel. Keep a watch out, because as soon as we hit 250 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a cash prize giveaway of $125. And after that, once we hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a cash giveaway of $250. And after that, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away, that's right, 500 big ones. So, if we can get my channel to grow, we can do bigger and better things, and I really do appreciate the support that you guys have given me so far. I just want to say thank you all. Thanks for watching. God bless you, and have a good day.